Hey y'all, so I'm back with the message that I was supposed to be giving you guys. I like to start off with the confirmation verses. So yesterday I got two of them. The first one was Ezekiel 3:27, and it says, "But when I speak to you, I will open your mouth, and you shall say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Whoever will listen, let them listen, and whoever will refuse, let them refuse, for they are a rebellious people." Then I got Acts 26, verse 1. It says, "Then Agrippa said to Paul, you have permission to speak for yourself." So Paul motioned with his hand and began his defense. Now, when I looked in my Bible, the words I saw were, "You have permission to speak." And then today I got Psalm 46, 5. And it says, "God is within her, she will not fall. God will help her at break of day." And all of those verses were the New International Version. And then all these dreams and visions were over a span of time. So like I just been holding on to them until I was given like confirmation, okay, now is the time to speak on it, because sometimes he gives me a little bit at a time. And so I just kind of wait until I'm like, okay, wait, is that everything that I was supposed to get? And so obviously those verses that, like it said, you have permission to speak, it's like the green light, go ahead, talk about this. So the dates of these dreams, visions, and the words that I heard are between March 22nd and April 19th. So roughly in between those times. Some of them I just wrote on a piece of paper, and I didn't, I shoved it in my book, but it was right by these dates. So the first dream, first I'm gonna make like a disclaimer. I was really nervous about talking about this one. I procrastinated about it because it is kind of like political in a sense. Not in a sense, it is political. It is political what I'm going to talk about, but I want to straight up say that I am just telling you, whoever is watching this, that these are dreams that I saw and these are words that I heard. I am in no way like putting my personal feelings or thoughts or whatever about the political aspect of it. Okay, so this is just me telling you what I saw in my dream and what I heard in my sleep, and I'm giving you the verses that God gave me to go with it. So if you don't like what I say, just remember this is a dream that I had, and you can take it to God and pray on it, right? Because that's always what I say. I'm just telling you what the dreams I had and the verses that God led me to, but I kind of expect you guys to take responsibility and take it to the Lord and ask Him to give you discernment on what you heard. I mean, that's what you should do not only on my videos, on anybody's videos that you're watching where people give prophetic dreams or visions or anything like that. So take it to God, whatever your feelings are after I read the dreams and stuff. Okay, so the first dream I had, I was sitting in like I'm reading it because God was like, get it together, so I put it all on paper, so I'm not flipping through like 6 Bibles. Okay, so in the dream I was sitting in what looked like a small like airport hangar, and there were these tables set up like it was going to be a meeting. So all the folding tables were rectangle tables. They had like tablecloths on them, and I'm sitting at one, and it's going like this way while the other ones are going vertically in front of me. So the vertical one on the left, a man comes in, and he's this African-American man, and he's in a wheelchair, and he's sitting at that table, and I don't know this person's face. It's just somebody that was in my dream. So it's not anybody that resembles anybody I know in real life. He starts saying like real loud and angry, he's like shouting, and he says, "Biden is purposely destroying this country. He is allowing evil to take over." And then I said, "Oh, my husband said that too." And that was the end of the dream. And then on another day, I heard these words: "The government will diminish your income." And then I heard financial hardships. And then I heard economic collapse. And then on another day, I had a vision while I was in that moment where I'm like trying to fall back asleep after I woke up. And so I wasn't sleeping yet. but I could see behind my eyelids, you know, a vision. It's a vision. You're not sleeping, it's a vision. It's not a dream. So I don't know any other way to explain it. So I saw these large, like, poster boards. So I'm going to use my paper. So it was like this, but it was square, and it kind of reminded me of like scorecards, but like really, really big. I wish you guys could see my hands like go out like that. So it was a piece of paper like this, like a poster board, and then it would go down and then go back up, and then go down and go back up. And it did that a few times. And every time it would come back up, there was a face on it, okay? So the first time it popped up, I saw Joe Biden's face. And then it went down. And then it popped up, and I saw Kamala Harris's face. And then it went down, and it popped up, and I saw Hillary Clinton's face. And then it went down, and it popped back up, and I saw Barack Obama's face. And then immediately after that, I heard the words, "I will expose them." Okay, that's what I heard. Then on another day, I had a dream, and I'm going to read this one because it's long. Well, not that long, but you know, I don't want to get distracted. I could see the back of like high-rise aluminum or metal stadium bleachers, and all the seating areas on the back, you could see where they hung those like scalloped looking banners, like they're kind of fanned out. I don't know, it was like just half, and then like flat on top, and then like scallop like that. And they were white, and it had blue and red trim on there, so patriotic colors. And I could see the backs of people, so the people sitting were facing whatever they were going to be watching. So that just emphasizes that I was in the back, and the people there weren't paying attention to what was going on, you know, on ground level behind them, because their stadium seats were like on a platform. So I was behind the scenes, so they couldn't see what I was seeing. And then I saw on the right, I saw a big black like travel trailer the size of a semi truck. And then I saw the former president Donald Trump come walking out, and he's just looking at his cell phone or something, and he walks past the bleachers from behind, and he goes out of the picture. That's it. That's what I saw. But then the scene replays again, and the truck is there, and someone walks off. But guys, it looked like Donald Trump, but I was like, that's not Donald Trump. Like, it looked like him, but something was off enough for me to be like, that doesn't look like Donald Trump. Like, who is that? You know, it looks like him, but I can tell that's not him. Something's not right. And then that Donald Trump, you know, that person, impersonator, I guess, walks off and is off screen again. Then the scene replays again, and someone walks off. It's the worst Donald Trump impersonator I have ever seen in my life. Like, I looked and I was like, oh my gosh, who are you kidding me? Like, that is not Donald Trump. Like, who are you trying to fool, right? And the only way I can explain it, and if you have seen the movie called Multiplicity, okay, and I think it came out in the 90s or something like that. I don't know. I didn't look it up. It's just an old movie, one I watched a long time ago. And in that movie, okay, this is not part of my dream. This is just the best way I could describe these different Donald Trumps, okay? That movie, Multiplicity, it has the actor Michael Keaton, and he like clones himself, right? And then that clones himself, so a clone of a clone, and then that next clone clones himself. It does it to where in total there are going to be 4 Michael Keatons in there, the original one, and 3 that this one cloned this one, and this one cloned himself to this one. And each time the clones clone themselves, it was like a horrible attempt at cloning. Like, I think by the last one, the guy, all he kept saying was, I like pizza. Like, there was not anything intelligent coming out of his mouth. I mean, he just was like, I like pizza. I like pizza. I like pizza. Like, that was it. So I can only explain it like that. It was like, the first Donald Trump was the original. The second came off. I was like, what's up? That kind of looks like him, but something's off. It's got my alert going off. And then the third one came off, and I was like, wait a second. Like, this is out of control. That is so obvious. That is not Donald Trump, y'all. Like, he had like this wig on that was like all crooked and stuff. Like, that's all I can, like, I should have wrote that in the dream, but whatever, I'm saying it now. Then let me see. Yeah, and that was it. So after the crazy third Donald Trump comes off, that is clearly not him, with this wig all sideways, and he's just wearing a white t-shirt, not even trying to look professional. It was just like, this is just nonsense, just straight nonsense. And then I heard the words imposter. And the word imposter, just FYI, the definition I looked up online, it says a person who pretends to be someone else in order to deceive others, especially for a fraudulent gain. So if you didn't know what imposter was, I'm sure everybody knows what an imposter is, but that is the actual definition of imposter. And then I heard, don't believe everything you see. And so that was the end of, oh, just kidding. One more. In the video that I did, not this one I just posted, but the one before that, I had seen the words Isaiah written out. And if you watch the last video, I say that I saw Isaiah 2, another number, and then 6. So Isaiah 2 and 6 had something for that video. The number in the middle, it was Isaiah 3, and that was for this video. So I'm going to get to the verses, and the first verse is 2 Chronicles chapter 34, verse 14 through 16 in my Living Bible translation, and it says, one day when Hilkiah the high priest was at the temple recording the money collected at the gates, he found an old scroll that turned out to be the laws of God as given to Moses. Look, Hilkiah exclaimed to Shaphan. It's Shaphan, okay? So I'm going to butcher these names. The king's secretary. See what I have found in the temple. These are the laws of God. Hilkiah gave the scroll to Shaphan, and Shaphan took it to the king along with his report that there was good progress being made in the reconstruction of the temple. Then I'm going to skip down to, I'm still in 2 Chronicles 34, but I'm going to skip down to verses 18 through 25. And it says, he mentioned the scroll and how Hilkiah had discovered it. So he read it to the king. When the king heard what these laws required of God's people, he ripped his clothing in despair and summoned Hilkiah, Ahikam, Ahikam, son of Shaphan, Abdon, son of Micah, Shaphan the treasurer, and Asaiah, the king's personal aide. Go to the temple and plead with the Lord for me, the king told them. Pray for all the remnant of Israel and Judah. For this scroll says that the reason the Lord's great anger has been poured out upon us is that our ancestors have not obeyed these laws that are written here. So the men went to Huldah, Huldah, the prophetess, the wife of Shallum, Shallum, the son of Tokath, son of Hasrah. Shallum was the king's tailor living in the second ward. When they told her of the king's trouble, she replied, the Lord of Israel says, tell the man who sent you, yes, the Lord will destroy the city and its people. All the curses written in the scroll will come true. For my people have forsaken me and worship heathen gods, and I am very angry with them for their deeds. Therefore, my unquenchable wrath is poured upon this place. Now, that's just talking about they found the laws of God, and it was pointed out that no one was following the laws of God. So that's the main point of those verses relating to the vision. So no one's paying any attention to God's laws, nor are they following them. Sorry, it's getting dark in here. Isaiah chapter 3, verses 1 through 4. It says, the Lord will cut off Jerusalem's and Judah's food and water supplies and kill her leaders. He will destroy her armies, judges, prophets, elders, army officers, businessmen, lawyers, magicians, and politicians. Israel's kings will be like babies ruling childishly. And then Isaiah 3, I'm going to skip down to verses 8 through 15. It says, Israel's civil government will be in utter ruin because the Jews have spoken out against their Lord and will not worship him. They offend his glory. The very look on their faces gives them away and shows their guilt. And they boast that their sin is equal to the sin of Sodom. They are not even ashamed. What a catastrophe. They have doomed themselves. Guys, I just want to point out that light that turned on. I just said it was getting dark in here, and then a car passed by, and then my little solar light thing came on. Was that not cool? Anyways, okay. It says, what a catastrophe. They have doomed themselves, but all is well for the godly man. Tell him what a reward you are going to get. And I'm going to point back to that verse here in a minute at the end. It says, but say to the wicked, your doom is sure. You too shall get your just deserts. Your well-earned punishment is on the way. Oh, my people, can't you see what fools your rulers are? Weak as women, foolish as little children playing king. True leaders? No, they're misleaders, leading you down the garden path to destruction. The Lord stands up. He is the great prosecuting attorney presenting his case against his people. First to feel his wrath will be the elders and the princes, for they have defrauded the poor. They have filled their barns with grain extorted from the helpless peasants. How dare you grind my people in the dust like that? The Lord Almighty will demand of them. And then those verses, it talks about running people into the ground, kind of like in the vision I heard, economic collapse, and the government is gonna do something with the money. How did that go? Financial hardship, the government will diminish your income. And then I got Isaiah. I'm going to skip down. I'm still in Isaiah 3, but I'm going to skip down to 17. And this is what originally I saw when I first opened my Bible to Isaiah 3. And it said, the Lord will send a plague of scabs to ornament their heads. He will expose their nakedness for all to see. So there was that word expose that got my attention as soon as I saw it. And then I got Psalm 47:3. It says, he subdues the nations before us. And then I got Matthew 4:17, and it says, from then on, Jesus began to preach, turn from sin and turn to God, for the kingdom of heaven is near. And that verse kind of plays off in Isaiah 3, in the group that I said 8 through 15, that section where I said, but all is well for the godly man, tell him what a reward you are going to get. And that just reminds you, if you seek God's face and you repent, and turn in and like do what it says in the Bible and lead godly lives and Christian lives, like true Christian lives that seeking a relationship with Jesus, that you shouldn't worry. But the wicked people, the next word says your doom is sure. So he's wanting you to repent now because he's saying that the time is near. Do I know when that time is? No, only God does. So, but I'm just telling you how that relates to the other verses. So that's it. Those are all of the dreams and the verses that I got for this. And that's it. So I'm sorry that it got dark outside quicker than I thought it would. And always stay in the light. And that's just a reminder for me that I should probably get a light for my car just in case next time I come out here too late and it gets dark. Anyways, so until next time, thank you for watching this to the end. All right, bye.